take blame over the government shutdown. This happening as the Trump administration begins firing federal workers. Plus, Israel's military says the ceasefire in Gaza is now in effect. The remaining hostages expected to be released, and tonight President Trump planning a trip overseas to celebrate. And the IRS is making changes that will affect your federal taxes this year and next. What you need to know. We'll get to those stories in a moment. First, we'll begin with breaking news. TPD released a body and dash cam video of what led up to the officers fatally shooting a suspect, 22-year-old Zachary Reed. Police say the suspect was here from North Carolina after being kicked out of his house. So he asked a friend who lives here in Toledo if he could come stay with him. The two met while playing video games online, but once they met in person, the friendship immediately soured. According to a conversation between the complainant and an officer caught on body cam, Reed had brought a bag full of guns with him. The complainant immediately wanted him gone, asking for police to come get him. When police got there, Reed made a run for it, taking his car down Airport Highway before crashing it near an old strip mall. In the body cam video, you will see police try to get him to come out of the car, ask him to stand down, but Reed refused, asking for police to tell his family he loved them before stepping out of the vehicle and pulling a gun on officers. All 10 responding officers opened fire before Reed could get off a shot, not only hitting Reed, but a home in the surrounding neighborhood as well.
It's unfortunate. On this one, I'm gonna guess we probably had a ricochet off one of the cars is probably why there's one that went out that far. But every time our officer engages somebody, a suspect with a weapon or somebody, a suspect that shoots at us, we're inside a city, and there's houses, people, cars.
Reed later died at the local hospital. According to Chief Trenley, he had been previously charged with armed robbery in South Carolina. As for the 10 officers who shot him, all 10 have been put on paid administrative leave. They are set to return to work tomorrow. Other local news we're tracking. October is Fire Prevention Month nationwide. Red Cross installs free smoke detectors year-round through its Home Fire campaign. The effort made for a busy day today in Findlay. 20 households got their smoke detectors replaced. Jack Crum has more.
The Red Cross come out and replace our fire alarms. Which they're doing.
A team of 10 Red Cross volunteers helped people in Findlay sound the alarm and improve their fire safety on Friday.
On average, we lose 7 lives a day to a home fire. And we know that we can cut that number in half if homes have working smoke alarms and if people know what to do when the alarms go off.
Todd James is the director of the American Red Cross of North Central Ohio. He says the goal is for nobody to have an excuse for not having working fire alarms and for everybody to know an escape plan if there is a fire.
In a fire, when that smoke alarm goes off, you've got basically 2 minutes or less to safely get out of the house, get to your meeting place, which hopefully you and your family have established by talking about these things ahead of time.
Listen to the voice again.
Fire. Mark Sigler has been installing smoke alarms for Red Cross for the last decade, and before that worked as a first responder for 30 years.
My first calls I went on as people died from smoke inhalation from fires and everything. And just responding to a smoke alarm and the first goal of getting out of the house is what is important.
Kelly Meyer's house was one of 20 homes across Findlay who received the help.
These wonderful men who have come out and taken the time to go through my house and find my old alarms and put new ones in.
Some of her smoke alarms were more than 20 years old, but now she has new ones that will last 10 years. She and many others across the area got this peace of mind heading into winter, which brings more heating, closed ventilation, and more time spent indoors.
It's awesome. I feel so much safer, and it's a great feeling, and I'm so appreciative.
We're with Jack now, and Jack, this wasn't some planned event, a busy day for the Red Cross volunteers in Findlay.
No, it was not planned. It's something that they've been doing over the last really decade. And they go around to different homes. They help install smoke detectors, fire alarms. And today was just one of those days where you keep kicking back schedules. And today was super, super busy for them. So they jumped around to various homes throughout Findlay and did that good work.
As much as they talk about how great smoke detectors are to have, don't most people have smoke detectors by now?
They do, but you'd be surprised at how many people just forget about them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you think about your smoke detector? So there was one household that I was in today when I tagged along with them, and they hadn't changed them in 20 years. So what I learned is, really it's not necessarily the batteries that go bad, right? Sometimes it is, but it's the filter you have to watch out for. Those have a lifespan, and a lot of people don't think about that, and they're not as useful as they possibly could be.
These are all provided by the Red Cross today.
All provided by Red Cross, free of charge for the households doing it. And another big point, Dan, is they want to get these in before winter time.
Sure.
Right? I mean, you got to thank homebodies. You're at home, the heating's on, so making sure that people are safe and have the best possible protection ahead of time is always a good thing.
Great to talk to you here, Jeff. Jack. Other news we're tracking tonight, Israel's military says the ceasefire in Gaza is now in effect. It starts the 72-hour clock for the release of the remaining hostages in Gaza. In exchange, Israel releases 250 Palestinian prisoners. President Trump is expected to travel to the region soon. He was also invited to address Israel's parliament and meet with families of hostages. The Trump administration has begun firing federal workers more than a week into the government shutdown. The White House Office of Management and Budget Director made the announcement today. Not clear how many federal workers had received notices, but the agency said the layoffs would be substantial. In addition, these layoffs are separate from the routine furloughs that always happen when government funding runs out. The Justice Department indicted New York Attorney General Letitia James, a grand jury indicting her on one count of bank fraud and one count of giving false statements Thursday. Since May, James has been under investigation over a 2023 mortgage she took out to buy a home in Virginia. In a video statement, she said the indictment is politically motivated. The IRS is making changes that will affect your federal taxes this year and next. The tax return line item updates are based on the effects of inflation, also due to provisions in the new tax law enacted in July. However, how the adjustments affect you has everything to do with what deductions you take and what your taxable income will be. But tax experts say many taxpayers will see some modest relief in their taxes because the deductions will lessen the impact of inflation. Still to come, a 77-year-old. Most people are enjoying retirement, but there is one woman has her eyes set on graduation. Tonight, she's saying it's never too late to chase your dreams. John?
And it's going to be a dry and cooler start to your weekend. Temperatures in the mid-60s Saturday, near 70 degrees Sunday, but I am going to preview a warm-up. You'll see that in my 10-day forecast coming up next.
We have the latest on what's trending on social media. Right now, there's video you have to see on our TikTok page. Here's Sophia Pericone.
One Ohio city is getting some refreshed help when it comes to fighting violent crime. The national group Cities United was in Toledo this week. The group has been working with the city of Toledo since 2023, helping local leaders develop better strategies to prevent violence. They even helped launch the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, also known as MONSE, and they say the results are showing. The city continues to say year over year crime is down. But 6 minors have been killed so far this year, and 11 minors have been charged in homicide. So what are these groups doing to address youth violence in Toledo? Well, they say they're focusing on 14 to 24-year-olds who are most at risk. They're working with schools, mediating conflicts, and stepping in after incidents happen to prevent retaliation. Before they leave town, Cities United plans to grant $40,000 to 4 Toledo-based organizations that are working to fight crime and keep the peace.
Make sure you're following WTOL 11 on your favorite social media platform to stay up to date. Take a look at this body cam video showing an inflatable pumpkin on the loose in Northeast Ohio. But officers were able to catch up and grab the escapee. Body cam footage from the Parma Heights police show officers struggling to grasp the gourd. After some more struggles attempting to deflate the decoration, multiple officers squished it into a police car. Police say they then returned it to the home where it was displayed. You know, we have an inflatable in front of our, we haven't put it out yet,
Yeah.
John, but we'll have an inflatable in our front yard this year. But when it's unplugged, it deflates. But you have to really be careful. I kind of keep an eye on the forecast.
Yeah, if it's a windy
high
day.
windy days.
Yep.
Well, I do have anchors for it to keep from blowing off, but still, you got to be
You need
careful.
it. Otherwise, the police might end up chasing it down the street into the neighbor's yard.
That's right.
Yeah, well, Halloween decorations, maybe this weekend's a good weekend to put out the decor.
True.
Definitely feeling a little like fall with the cooler nights and the cooler days as well, Dan. So we have lots of sunshine to look forward to. That is the upside to your weekend forecast. Temperature-wise, it is going to be a little on the cooler side. I'm expecting some mid-60s for your Saturday and your 70-degree temperatures for your Sunday, so turning a little milder into the second half of the weekend. Friday night forecast, we are in the mid to upper 60s. Going to be a really nice night for Big Board Friday and those high school football games if you haven't left yet. There is going to be a little more cloud cover that moves in as a weak cold front slides across the Great Lakes. You'll notice some of those clouds moving in across our southern Michigan counties, and even a few sprinkles back towards western Michigan and northeast Indiana. There could be a little bit of light drizzle tonight, but honestly barely enough to wet the pavement for most areas. This cold front really doesn't have a whole lot of moisture with it, and due to the extremely low humidity levels, I am not expecting any sort of widespread precip, but it is going to drop back our temperatures a few degrees for tomorrow. Hour by hour forecast does show you that increase in cloud cover this evening. Best chance for those showers north and west of Toledo. And then as we look towards the overnight, again, an isolated sprinkle, but really nothing widespread. The clouds are going to dissipate quickly on Saturday, and behind that front, I do expect sunshine to quickly return and rule the day. Hour by hour temperature forecast, we're going to be in the mid to upper 40s to start off your Saturday. No widespread frost concern. We got down to 36 this morning. It is not going to be nearly that cold tomorrow. South and east of the river, temperatures in the 50s. North and west, typically Hillsdale, the cool spot, and it's going to be in the mid 40s tomorrow morning. Afternoon highs are expected to be in the mid 60s. There is going to be a light northerly breeze for the Battle of I-75, but dry conditions in Bowling Green as the Rockets take on the Falcons. Near normal temperatures, partly cloudy skies for your Saturday, and it is going to be a pretty nice day. You'll just want that light jacket as you're heading outside. The weekend does end on a milder note. By Sunday, sunshine and 70-degree temperatures are going to make for a great day if you want to put up the fall decor or maybe head to the apple orchard or the pumpkin patch. A milder feel to cap off the weekend. Now, with the milder weather, there is going to be a lot of dry weather ahead, and in case you missed it yesterday, the updated drought monitor shows extreme drought conditions now extending into Lucas County. Almost all of Wood County shaded there in red, down into Hancock County, and it stretches down the Maumee River all the way towards Fort Wayne. That is where there is this extreme drought that continues to grow and expand. With the exception of Monroe County, every single one of our counties under some sort of drought. That extreme drought is the most notable, and it includes areas essentially along Route 24 from Toledo all the way to Fort Wayne. Let's look ahead at those weather impacts. The weekend likely dry and mild, sunny and warmer warmer into the start of the week, and overall a very quiet stretch of October days is ahead. There is a very slight chance for showers next Friday and then again the following Monday. Overall, though, the next 7 days could very well be dry, and if you like it warmer, Monday and Tuesday going to be in the lower 70s. Those are the warmer days of our forecast with lots of sunshine ahead. Dan.
At 77 years old, LaRue Moore is a student at North Carolina A&T State University. She's reminding everyone it's never too late to chase your dreams. Sydney Moore has details.
At 77 years old, LaRue Moore is a student at North Carolina A&T State University.
I questioned myself, but then I just said, okay, you can do this.
Reminding people it's never too late to chase your dreams.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
She takes classes online from home, but once in a while there's an opportunity for her to stroll through the on-campus library to embrace the university that gave her a second chance.
Went in admissions office and I love Miss Renee Stewart, I'll never forget her. She said, may I help you? I said, I don't know, I hope so. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm scared if I can even attempt to come here and say, I want to go back to school. I don't want to start crying. And she said, yes, you can go back to school.
Moore started college decades ago at North Carolina Central University.
I went there for a year and a half.
Then life happened before she could finish.
I ended up getting married, children. Then I went on to get to have a good career in what I was in my lifestyle of working with my company that I'm with now.
Now she's picking up where she left off, not to advance her career.
I didn't come here to rush because I need a job. I'm about ready to retire.
But for herself.
I want to do just to study and enjoy it. I want to be able to take my time to do it, you know, and let it be my journey here at North Carolina A&T State University to get my degree and do it my way.
But North Carolina A&T is more than just a second chance for Moore. She's been connected to this place since childhood.
There was no place for anybody to go. A&T was not on the educational side, it was the social side of Greensboro.
Moore grew up in the Gate City. She was just a young girl when the sit-in movement began.
I was about 12 or 13 during those days. And yes, part of marching, we had instructions, training, as going from 13 to about 16 years old. Marching when Jesse Jackson was here, that was after the NCAT 4 had sat down. And we would take over after the students would leave for summer.
That's why decades later, as an African-American studies major, being a student holds a different meaning.
And when I mentioned the school, do you know there was a couple from London that knew, oh, you're from the school with the North Carolina 4, NCAT 4. And you don't know the pride that I felt with that.
And homecoming?
It's just a wonderful week.
She's been coming to it for years, tailgating with friends, enjoying the atmosphere. But as a student, this one will feel different.
I'm studying right now so I can be ready. I said, oh God, I got a paper due on the 12th. That's homecoming weekend. Why?
A priority she doesn't take lightly if it means one day she'll walk across the stage with a degree in her hands.
Still to come, several protesters standing and chanting outside Congressman Bob Latta's office down in Bowling Green. Their message for the congressman tonight. Plus, today is World Homelessness Day, and the Cherry Street Mission is raising awareness by having conversations with people. We find out what homelessness actually looks like here in Northwest Ohio. Thanks for being with us here on WTOL 11 Plus now. Here's a look at some of the local stories we are following tonight. A Perrysburg man is facing a felony swatting charge. 21-year-old Alexander Carmen was indicted last week by a Wood County grand jury. Court documents allege Carmen used a telecommunications device on September 9th to provide false or misleading information to law enforcement. He's being held on a $50,000 bond and is scheduled to be back in court at the end of the month. Protesters are outside Congressman Bob Latta's office today.
Palestine will be free.
Several were standing outside his office on North Main Street in Bowling Green holding signs, one reading "Just Peace for Gaza." One of the organizers say they want the congressman to support not only bills against warfare, but also any U.S. activists taking aid to Gaza, and for him to admit that this is genocide, not war. They say they hope he acknowledges their demands.
We know it's going to be a tough battle to get him to agree to all of the demands. But like I said, the last question, at the very least, admitting this is a genocide, stopping supporting the genocide, and eventually blocking those bombs.
We reached out to Bob Latta's office today. A spokesperson for Congressman Latta sent us a statement. It reads in part, quote, "Today's a district work period day, and Congressman Latta is meeting with constituents and businesses across one of the 12 counties he represents. He appreciates those who take the time to visit the district office and share their views. The congressman thanks President Trump and his team for their efforts to bring Israel and Hamas together on a deal that will bring the hostages home," end quote. Today is World Homelessness Day. Cherry Street Mission is hosting conversations on a bench with community members, sitting down and talking about what homelessness actually looks like in Northwest Ohio. Megan Hartnett joined the organization's CEO on the bench, talking about stigmas and what challenges people in this area are currently dealing with.
We're going to just have a conversation about homelessness today.
It's something we don't always talk about. Ann Ebert, CEO of Cherry Street Mission, says having conversations about homelessness can be scary, uncomfortable, and sometimes ugly.
I don't want to bring it to light. I think the most important thing to recognize for all of us is that that person, given the right atmosphere, probably doesn't look any different than you and I.
But she says ignoring it doesn't make any change. If anything, she says it makes it worse. Ebert says most people are just one unexpected expense away from becoming homeless.
So they say nationally, 60% of us have less than $1,000 in a savings account. And if you think about a $1,000 expense, it's easy to think about a $1,000 expense.
Whether it's a car expense, your furnace goes out, or a trip to the emergency room, all during a time of inflation. Ebert says people have more expensive grocery bills and are dealing with housing issues. She says this is impacting everyone, but especially the elderly. She says people 65 and older are the largest growing population of people experiencing homelessness.
I've been on Social Security for 10 years, right? What am I going to do to afford that extra?
Ebert says Cherry Street Mission has been at 98 to 100% capacity since July. She says resources have been more strained, and we're just getting to the colder months when even more people seek help.
Having conversations with people, with businesses in this area, with our city, with our county, and saying, hey, we're going to have some kind of alternative scenario.
She says there's no one solution to homelessness, but focusing on policies that make resources available, addressing housing issues, and having conversations like this one are steps in the right direction. Reporting in Toledo, Megan Hartnett, WTOL 11.
East Toledo Family Center is hoping to help keep families warm this winter. Take a look. The center hosted a winter gear donation drive. People were asked to drive through and drop off new winter coats for children. The goal today was to collect around 500 coats, but the center will continue to collect more over the next month.
We're always in need, so we don't know what the need's going to be this year because obviously the economy and everything that goes in it, people are paying more for groceries, and we want to make sure that kids, especially kids, have a brand new coat to wear for the season.
Everything that's donated, which includes some things for adults as well, will be given out to families early next month. It's still a construction zone, but we got a chance to see the progress of the new TPS Scott Park University. It's a $100 million project. Once done, there will be 3 new academies focused on business, construction, and education, all in the same campus. 2 of those magnet schools are scheduled to welcome students for the 26-27 school year. Leaders say it's all about setting students up for immediate success after graduation.
Where you're standing at Scott Park University, it's going to be a partnership with University of Toledo, Owens Community College, as well as Toledo Public School, being able to provide 7 through bachelor's degree opportunities all on this campus. And so we're excited to be able to see the progress.
The new campus encompasses 134 acres of the park. It was land that sat vacant for years. You can see more of today's tour right now at WTOL.com. Don't forget to check out some of the other exclusive content we have on WTOL 11 Plus. On a new episode of Good News Forecast, Sophia Perricone and Davis Wells talk about all things Halloween.
But while some Toledoans are helping others look good and feel good, others are using their magical makeup skills to look spooky.
Ooh, Toledoans Janelle Halstead and Lindsay Singer are in the national competition to become the next face of Halloween. The winner won't just be crowned of the mascot of spooky season. They also get $13,000 in appearance in Rue Morgue magazine and the opportunity to meet Jamie Lee Curtis, Matthew Lillard, and Kane Hodder from Friday the 13th.
I want to be the face of Halloween because I love Halloween, everything about it, from horror books to horror movies, skulls, skeletons. I have a fixation for them. I am also big on helping children. I'm a substitute teacher, so I love that we are helping Starlight Children's Foundation.
So I am a creative makeup artist. So I do basically Halloween looks every single day for the past 8 years. And I've loved Halloween since I was a kid. My dad, we used to bond over watching horror movies when I was really super young.
The contest helps support Starlight Children's Foundation, which helps kids and their families dealing with serious illnesses in the hospital.
Very cool.
And speaking of Halloween, if you're looking to get into the spirit in a not too spooky way, the Toledo Zoo has got you covered for the Harvest Fest.
The Toledo Zoo is all decked out for fall, featuring things like giant pumpkins, pumpkin animal displays, and much more. And of course, there's seasonal food and drinks to try out, along with all the autumn-inspired activities.
And we get thousands of people visiting for Lights Before Christmas. They know us for that. But now October is, just blowing up. Halloween is blowing up. The fall, I think everybody's ready for fall, pumpkin spice, hot cider, all that hot chocolate.
Harvest Fest goes all month long and is included with general zoo admission.
You can watch the full episode of Good News Forecast on WTOL 11 Plus next. All right, John, we've got, we've said a lot of summertime, that warm weather we had.
Yeah,
now
last weekend we were close to 90 degrees. It's hard to believe how much the weather has changed in the last week. Yeah, I turned on my furnace. I know you said you did earlier this week. We got to 36 this morning. So for many, it was the first frost of the season. No frost to worry about this weekend, Dan, but we do have some great weather for the Battle of I-75 tomorrow. Temperature is going to be in the mid-60s, so pretty seasonable for mid-October standards. If you like it a little warmer, Sunday we're going to be up to 70 degrees, which is above average. We do climb to the low 70s Monday and Tuesday. Lots of October sunshine ahead, and we could very well go a full week without a drop of rainfall. Slight chance for a few showers next Friday, and then additional showers possible next Monday. But overall, looks like the drought conditions are going to be continuing through the middle to latter half of the month. No major heat on the horizon, but also no major cool down. Just some pretty typical October weather.
John, thank you. And thank you for spending part of your day with us here on WTOL 11 Plus.